Hola amigo, ¿cómo está? Muy bien. This is for Juano Gallegro Montel and his lovely daughter Carla. A piece for narrator and solo instrument, Languette Ileg, the silly little duckling. Now the American duck is slightly different than the Spanish duck, as you will hear in the story. However, the melodic line of Juanjo Gallegro Montel speaks internationally. The Silly Duckling. Once upon a time there was a silly duckling, with feathers all stubby and brown, and he would swim and float on the pond and enjoy his day. And so, as you can see, this little duckling went about his way with a quack and a waddle and a squawk. And in a flurry of tiny feathers, the poor little silly duckling just went wandering near and far. But he was a sad little duckling, for every place he went, the other birds would all make fun of him. "You're a silly duckling," they would say. "You don't look nice. Your feathers are funny." But he went off with a quack and a waddle and a squawk, and sometimes a very unhappy tear in his eye. Well, all through the winter time, he hid by himself, away, hiding from everyone. He was ashamed to show his little face, afraid of what the others might say. Well, all through the winter things started to change, and in his lonely clump of wheat, there he saw a flock of swans, and they spied him there, and they soon all agreed, and they looked at him and said, "Why, you're a very, very fine swan indeed." And he just couldn't imagine himself as a swan. How could that be? Me, a swan? "Oh my," he said. And they said to him, "Yes, you are a beautiful swan. Take a look at yourself in the lake, and you'll see." And he looked, and he saw, and he said, "I'm a swan. Ho, me." "Well, I'm not a silly duckling. I'm not an ugly duckling. And I don't have feathers that are brown and stubby. In fact, these feathers are the prettiest that could be. And I no longer have to worry about those other ducks and their bad words." And the little duck took to the water and swam and floated and just glided through the pond with the sun shining on his feathers, his neck lifted high, and he smiled. And not a quack, not a squawk, not a waddle or a wiggle, but a glide and a whistle and a snowy white back, with his head held nobly high.